Alright, today I'm going to work on some core lessons on the key of C major, and this is going to be chords, a scale, and arpeggio. So I want to give you the chords first in C. We know that there are no sharps or flats. No sharps or flats, so it's C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Left hand would be. Okay, so I'm going to show you the scales, and then I'm going to show you the chords, and I'm going to show you some arpeggios. So you can kind of master the key of C, and this is just like any other key that you do as well. So there's just like G and D as well. Those are going to be core chord lessons. So here's your C. It goes like this. C. We're just focused on one octave. So 1, 2, 3, under with the thumb. Over with a 3. And then with your left hand it goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Over with a 3, 2, 1. Under the thumb. You can put them together. So you should be able to play all those. Let's talk about harmonizing the C major. So if you put a chord above every single one of these, then it would be C major is the one chord, C, E, G. D minor is your second chord. E minor is your third chord, E minor. You just sort of move up the scale, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished. You can arpeggiate those. So that's your C. You can play these chords also in sort of like an open octave. So C, E, G, C. And that would also be an arpeggio. C, E, G, C, G, E. You can also go to D minor. E minor. F. G major, A minor, that's a C major 7. But anyway, so we're going to focus on those are the right hand arpeggios. Let's do left hand rolls, kind of roll arpeggios. You can just do C, G, C. This would be like rolling the fifths with an octave above. C, G, C, G. You can just play melodies. Rolling that C, G, C. So you can also roll like the F, you can go to the 4. In the left hand on the arpeggios, if you're going to do all the arpeggios, you can. It's 5, 4, and then 2 and 1. That's the fingering that. 5 and then 4 and then 2 and then 1. C is a really cool key because no matter what note you play in the white notes, as long as you sort of stay with a root note, you kind of play anything and it sounds nice. You can play any of those chord progressions using this basic rolls in the left hand, or rolling fifths, or arpeggios, and any melodies with the major scale. So that's your key of C, sort of scales. Okay, so now we're going to do chords, scales, and arpeggios in the key of G. And the key of G has one sharp. It's an F sharp. So you have all white keys except for the F becomes an F sharp. So it's the same thing. There are 7 notes with an F sharp at the top. So you play 1 with the fingering on the right hand. You go 1, 2, 3, under with the thumb. 1, 2, 3. 4th finger on F sharp, 5th finger on G. On the way back, it's pinky 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Over with the 3rd finger. 3, 2, 1. That's your major scale. If you don't play that, it sounds like this. It sounds all funny because you want to hear that. Left hand scale, same way, just 1 F sharp. You go G, and you go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Over with the 3rd finger. 2, 1. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Over with the 3, 2, 1. And then to go back, you go 1, 2, 3. Under with the thumb. So it's 1, 2, 3. Under with the thumb. Put them together. Let's talk about the chords in G. So you have that F sharp to contend with. You have to make sure any of the triads that are played in G have that F sharp in them. So if you start out with G, you start G is G, B, D. It's pretty simple. And then you have A minor. It's your 2 chord. A minor, A, C, E. Then your 3 chord is B minor. So really the triad here in pure form is B, D, F, but the F is sharp, so it's B, D, F sharp. So you kind of have to push your finger up in there, and 1, 3, 5 on all these triads in the right hand. C, E, G is your 4 chord. It's your 4 chord, C, E, G, C, E, G. And then D, F, A is your triad, but the F is sharp, so it's D, D, F sharp, A. That's your D chord, your 5 chord. Your 6th chord is E minor, E, G, B. Your 7th triad would be F, A, C, but the F is sharp, so it's F sharp, A, C. That's your 7 diminished, and then G. So let's try the right hand arpeggios. You can actually play just arpeggios 1, 3, 5, 3, 1, 3, 5, 3. One way you can arpeggiate the right hand. B, D, F sharp. Or you can actually do the all the way. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 1. Go up to the 4-2 chord with the bass note in the left hand. That's A minor. That's the 3. And I use 1, 2, 3 on these. That's your right hand arpeggios. You can see those, and left hand goes like this. Do arpeggios where it's just going 1, 2, 5, 2, 1. And that's I'm just rocking the octaves in the left hand. just kind of rocking the octaves, or you can do arpeggios. Just doing the C major. And that's sort of a roll. The other way you can do the right hand or the left hand arpeggios is now this fingering is a little different. 5 and then the 4 and the 2 and the 1. What feels comfortable to you? Don't get your hand crooked and sideways like this, but just keep it. That's an A minor, B minor. And then back to G. And there's your key of G. So you can just work on those scales, arpeggios, and chords so you can add those to your songs. All right, let's do chords, scales, and arpeggios in the key of D. Now, the key of D is the other key that I use a lot and that you'll use, and it's 2 sharps. So the 2 sharps are F sharp and C sharp. These 2 notes. So it's not all white keys, and there are 2 sharps. So you go D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. And that's how we get this. That's how we get this, the key of D. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. So it's 1, 2, 3, under with the thumb. On the 4th finger C sharp, and then so it's just back 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, over with the 3rd finger on F sharp. And the left hand scales the same way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, over with the 3, the 2, and the 1. Then 1, 2, 3, under with the thumb. Very simple D major. It's just like your C and your G, so if you did those lessons, you should feel pretty comfortable with that finger pattern, but you have to slide up a little bit because you have the 2 sharps. So let's go to the chords in the key of D. The 1 chord is a D major. D, F sharp, A. So the triad in its pure form would be D, F, A. That's the number, the letters. D, F, and A would be the triad, but the F is sharp, so it's F sharp major. E minor, E, G, B. We have F sharp minor, which is kind of crazy. It's the pure form of this triad would start on an F, F, A, C, but F is sharp, A is not, and C is sharp. So you have F, A, C. F sharp, A, C sharp. It's F sharp minor. G is G, B, D, just like normal in any G chord in the key of C and G. A, C sharp, E is A major, it's their 5 chord. It would be A, C, E, but the C is sharped. B, D, F, sharp. And that's your B minor chord. There you go. That's in the key of G as well. B, D, F sharp. It would be B, D, F in its pure triad form, but you have an F sharp in the key. And then C sharp, E, G. That's your 7 chord. And then your 1 chord again, D. A lot of worship songs are in D, so you want to get comfortable with it. Let's do arpeggios with an open hand. D, F sharp, A, and then the high D. See the fingering there? 1, 2, 3, 5, and then the F sharp would be. See how much further I push into the piano? I gotta get up there. You can't be back here. You gotta let your hand open up. Play the octaves, play the A, play the C sharp. A, and then B. It's all the same as the other keys. In the left hand, you can do the same thing, rock the 8s or the octaves. rock fifths. Go to a G chord, G, D. Or you can do a full arpeggio. F sharp. Make sure this hand is up in there. If you were going to do an F sharp arpeggio, you got your octave there, and then your 4 finger one. You got 5, 4, 2. G is G, B, D, G. A is A, C sharp, E, A. B, D, F sharp, B. And see how sometimes you can figure that out. If your finger feels like it's gone crooked, you can use that 4th finger. Most of these, technically, you should be using your 4 finger, like 5, 4, 2, 1, instead of 3. Some people use 3, I'm sure some people do that, but you should let your hand be as straight and as simple as possible. Now that's a C, and we're in the key of D. So anytime you're doing C, that would be C sharp, E, E, G, and then C sharp. That would be your C diminished, and then D. Alright, so there's all your chords in the key of D. You can add these to your songs now.